Here we are in, dare to say, actually I don't dare to say, it is one of the most stunning places in Australia, down at Busselton, and it's possibly one of your favourite places in the world as well, yeah?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like I said to you, we could be on a tropical island. This is where we're swimming on Sunday, and it is gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So if you haven't done this race, you need to come to WA.
There you go, you got your plug in. We're good. What's the, I don't know, Western Australia tourism or something? Anyway.
That's me.
Yeah. Now, you're coming back here again. You quite often say that this is your hometown race. Yeah. You don't actually live in Busso.
I don't know, but it's considered Perth, and it's just 2 hours drive from where I live in Perth, and I come and race here for the half in May, and I come and race for the Ironman at the end of the year, and they're the two for me. I'm a half Ironman athlete, so these are the two chances I get to race in front of family and friends. So, yeah, for me, it's a hometown racing. Yeah.
And we were just saying before, it's been a long year, but I think it's been a long year for everyone, especially with the changes to, the WTC system and everything. But I think it's fair to say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you've been sort of targeting the back end of your season and rebuilding after injuries and things like that, and illnesses in the past, yeah?
Yeah, no, I think that, it's definitely correct. I started off although I started racing in January, they weren't anything special, and I was just getting the job done and getting out there and racing again. And the season did progress and got better and better as it went along. I had quite a bit of travel in September, and then November, coming back to Perth for a couple of days and flying up to Taiwan, and then coming home and getting sick before Mandurah. So I had about 2.5 weeks there. That was not very productive. But since coming back from Taiwan and settling down, it's been a good training block, and I'm just looking forward to it. And like you said, now with the new system, I want to be in Kona next year. I can't wait. I need to just start getting some points because I don't have any. So why not start at home?
Why not? And it's been, Kona's kind of been a 2-year project for you, yeah?
Yeah, it has. I went and watched last year, and I wasn't racing because I had mono, and so I saw that and I was like, yeah, it's all good now, don't and so then it was like, I want to go back, but not this year, because I need to build into things again and get some fitness back and get everything happening. And that was the plan this year, and I feel like I've done that much better than I hoped to. And so now it's time to take it to the next level, but before, I still have to get there in the first place. So that's what now is, and the early part of next year we'll be focusing on and getting enough points to hopefully get me there.
Yeah. Now, Sunday's race, obviously you're going to race your own race, you're going to do your own thing, but looking at the field, it looks wide open because there's a few sort of unknown names there, but some very decent athletes and a few age groups who've stepped up to their first professional race as well, a few WA locals. Yeah. Have you managed to suss out the field that much?
I've had a look at the start list, and I think I have a pretty good idea of what most of their strengths and weaknesses are. I don't go into too much detail because, like you said, it's an Ironman. You do tend to, stick to your own strategy and plan. But I think it's also good for me to know that I know this person's a strong swim biker. If I play my cards right, hopefully I'll be able to, run them down if they get away on the bike. So I need to know what's going to happen potentially around me. But you just, like you said, you never know, and sometimes people have the day of their life, and they're going to have an awesome across all 3 legs and win, and that's fantastic because that happens. But hopefully I've prepared myself for most of what possibly might happen.
Well, speaking of the day of your life was back here in 2010 when you won, and it was your first Ironman win as well. Does that you want to come back and you want to regain that title? Is that obviously another extra motivational cue for you?
Oh, absolutely. I would love to. I would love nothing more than to win on Sunday in front of my family being here and everything like that, and my friends, and at a hometown race. But that's very difficult to do, especially with such a fantastic field here. But I know that, and I can guarantee everyone knows that I will be giving 110%. You saw how I crossed the finish line in 2010. I will go until I can't go anymore. So if I do that, and I finish second, or I do that and I finish 7th, I can still be happy with what I've done because I've done everything I can. Yeah.
And for those of you out there in Witsup land who haven't seen Kate's finish in 2010, Google it because it is awesome. But you quite literally gave it everything you possibly could and dragged yourself along the fence. So my question to you now, have you pictured that finishing line this year, and have you got yourself a little bit of a routine that you worked out for that finishing line?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I had. Well, because I was lucky enough to win Ironman Louisville this year in August, and that was a pretty awesome finish line as well.
Let's not say it was lucky. It wasn't lucky. It was hard work.
It was hard work. So, yeah, I know that I will be, looking for my parents, but the first thing will be cross the finish line. Then I'll come back and find my parents and friends and acknowledge all of them. I mean, that's what you dream about. Of course, I think about it all the time. And if it doesn't happen on Sunday, I'll just come back and try again next year. It's not a problem, but we'll see.
Awesome. And just quickly, what's it like, because Guy, your other half, is racing as well. What's it like having him race out there alongside, well, maybe going in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
But do you find it better to have him racing, or would you prefer him sideline and watching?
Actually, it's an interesting. We've discussed this. We have actually, because we've done both.
Yeah.
And I prefer to have him racing as well.
Okay.
I think he likes it when he's not, when one of us is. But for us to both go through the same routine during the week and both have the same emotions and nerves, and I have someone to, we're tapering together and we can share the whole experience. I prefer that. I liked, and then we both get to have, the time off the week after and everything like that. True. So I think he's coming around to that idea, but there's just the reality is there's some courses that suit him more than me and vice versa. So there are some races that we'll choose next year that'll be different. Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, what kind of courses do you find are best suited for you?
I used to think that this course was not suited to me. I would prefer a hillier bike course.
I love it. You won in 2010, but course doesn't suit me.
I used to think I'm not a strong flat course racer. But now, I'm not so sure. I do prefer hills. I do prefer hills on the bike, hills on the run, that sort of thing, just to break up the momentum and it tends to break up the race a lot more as well. But I mean, there's other if the wind picks up here, then it does make it not a hilly course, but you have to be a lot stronger to get through it. So most courses are pretty good, I think.
All right, cool. Just one tip for age groups out there racing on Sunday, particularly the newbies out there.
Well, but besides having fun, seriously, you have to try and enjoy yourself and just appreciate what you are doing and where you are. My biggest tip would be to focus on your nutrition and have a feast on the bike. If you do that, it'll definitely help you out on the run. But if you leave it too late, like I did in 2010, and realise that you're hungry, it's too late. So get it in nice and early, and you'll save yourself later on.
Awesome. Well, all the very best on Sunday. We're looking forward to seeing that smile around the course, because you do smile pretty much the entire day. Anyway.
I love it.
Excellent. Thanks, Kate.
Go the Chicks.
Yeah. Thanks, dude.